Today is going to be an epic day. I am headed out to my building to install a 15.6-inch screen in my Trail Boss. AUCAR is the company that reached out to me to show off this unit and show its capabilities. And when I saw that screen, I said, yeah, I definitely want to check that out and let my viewers see it, because it is a big upgrade. You can't even buy a brand new Chevy Silverado with this size screen. Here's the unit out of the box and all the cables that it came with. So I'm going to get the old unit off the truck and get this bad boy installed. We have made it past the hard part. I am notorious for breaking clips, but I'm surprised I did not break any. So just be really careful when you're taking those trim pieces out, because they are a bear to pop out of there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these screws out and pop the screen off. Okay, so I lied. Getting all the connectors disconnected from the back of that radio is by far the hardest part of this as of right now. So I'm very impressed with myself because I didn't break any, so I guess I can continue going. Having both these screens on the workbench looks insane. It really gives you an idea of the upgrade you're getting. So now I need to transfer all the USBs and everything over to these slots. The 12-volt outlet was a little difficult to get out until I realized you got to get back here with a screwdriver and push up on that tab, and it goes forward. And once that's out, you're able to push on the other tabs to get the rest of it to come out. I'll take a T15 to get these controls out. Before I install this unit in the truck, I want to show you that they send out a speaker and a microphone. Now, I'm not going to put these in the truck because I, in my honest opinion, think they would look tacky. So I really hope that the factory speaker and microphone work. They also send a GPS receiver that comes in the package and some 4G LTE antennas. So I am going to hook those up to the back, but I'm going to install them behind the unit. I got the screen in place. It was a little difficult getting all the wires pushed back behind there. There's a screw there, and there's two on the bottom, and it did not use the other two screws. So let's turn it on. Before we piece all this back together, you definitely need to make sure you turn it on and check it. All right, so we have a working screen, and right now it shows how many doors I have open. That's pretty cool. So tonight I'm gonna go through this screen, learn everything I need to know, and tomorrow I'll get back with my full review. These last 2 weeks have been an emotional roller coaster. Yes. Yes, it's working. Why have I had so many ups and downs and it's been so frustrating? Well, in order to set up this unit, you must first understand this unit. This is your new infotainment system. This is how everything connects. The first thing you need to know is the new system is not a factory radio replacement. It is not even an extension of your factory radio. These modules are two totally separate entities. You've got your factory radio module, you've got your Android tablet, and Carplay app built into the entire screen. So your factory radio still connects to your truck speakers, and in order to get the audio from all the apps on the Android tablet, you have to connect via Bluetooth to your factory radio module, and then on the music screen, you will select the Bluetooth audio from the Android tablet in order to hear these apps through the factory radio to the truck speakers. The way I have my phone connected to this system is I've got it on the factory radio via Bluetooth, and then I've got the connection to the Carplay app via Bluetooth. The reason I have it set up like this is because the audio sounds way better from your factory radio module than if you were to just connect to this portion of it. And you can still use your steering wheel controls if you set it up this way. The company does not want you to set it up this way. They want you to have your phone connect to the CarPlay, which then inside the Android tablet will connect to the radio module, which will play the phone calls or audio, CarPlay, anything through the truck speakers. The other problem with not using your factory radio module via Bluetooth is there's delay in phone calls. So if you're on the phone with somebody, you'll start talking and the audio's delayed, so the other person might start talking, not realizing that your voice is about to come through, so you end up talking over each other. So this setup works a lot better. But is this big screen worth it? And does it work all the time? Let's hit the accessory to turn the system on. Once it boots up, it'll go to this home screen that I've built. Let's go over the InTouch system first. You click on that, and then this is your factory radio console. If you scroll through, you can see that you can go to settings and change anything with the vehicle that you need to. So it's a great feature that this is built in. You also have some controls here, and then these are your factory air controls. When you first set this up, you want to hit the phone button and go to your phone connections. Zachary's iPhone, that will be the first connection you want, and you select that right here, and then you want to allow a Bluetooth connection alongside. That way you can connect your tablet right here. And then you want this set up with not first to connect, but you do also want to turn on the secondary phone. The reason you want it that way is because you want your outgoing and incoming calls from your phone to connect to the truck system first. That way you can use your steering wheel controls. If you use this, it will be flip-flopped and you will not be able to use the steering wheel controls. Next, you want to go to the music button and you want the tablet Bluetooth always connected. That way you hear the apps and anything else, the CarPlay, through that Bluetooth connection. So what does this mean for your radio? Well, you can use it, but when you try to get the functionality back from your steering wheel buttons to the system working with your phone properly, it's a little bit of a mess. Now, if you don't listen to the radio at all, then this is going to be perfect for you because all you would do is leave the tablet Bluetooth always connected. One other thing you'll have to do is go into setting, go to apps, and then make sure that the factory OEM stereo's CarPlay is turned off. Let's go over the AC controls. So you have your factory module controls here, and then the tablet controls are down here. That way, if you're on a different screen, you still have access to these controls. I've tried out all these buttons and they work fine. You can turn your fan speed up there and then turn it back down. And I've also tried the heated seats, but those will only come on when the truck is on. The dual climate control is right here, so if you have that, it is still in this system. You can control it right here, and then if you don't want it to be in sync, you just go over here and change this one. After a little while of not touching this, this will go down automatically, or you can just swipe them down. The last option you have is these buttons on the stereo. You can press any of those for control, and then you can see it light up on the factory module. That kick the air on, you can turn it down with this knob right here. The CarPlay is on this Car Auto app. So if you click that, it will bring up this Z-Link, and sometimes it connects really quick, and then sometimes you'll be driving down the road and it'll take 5 minutes. But in this case, it connected pretty quickly. If you want to bring up Google Maps, you just click on that, and you've got your map, and it is pretty responsive on the screen when you move it around. As far as the audio for the Google Maps, it usually does come through the truck speaker, but there has been times where I've had issues with that and I have to get on my phone and select My Chevrolet in order to hear the controls coming through the truck speakers. You can also bring up your Google Maps on the tablet, but you have to have an internet connection in order for that to work. If you don't, you just use your Carplay. Now, if you have your hotspot connected, you can use the maps that way and it will find your location. Another thing you can do is download offline maps, but that only gives you a certain range, but you do have that option if you'd like to. Let's open up Spotify and play something so you can hear it running through the truck speakers. So that works fine, and here is your audio knob. So if you want to listen to the radio and then go onto the home screen, you'll still hear the audio through the truck speakers. And if you want to play with another app, you can. Now we're going to make a phone call over the CarPlay with the steering wheel button. So I'm going to hold that down. Call Mom.
Hello?
Hey, just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you fine.
All right, so you can see that that works just fine, but I do want to say there has been some times where the audio will pick up on the CarPlay instead of the My Chevrolet. So if that does happen and you make a call, you just have to go to your phone and make sure that My Chevrolet is selected under the Bluetooth on this audio option. To get out of the CarPlay, you can either hit the home button or you can hit car. Now let's go through some of the controls on the tablet. You've got this ambient light set. You click on that. That's for the lighting controls on the knobs. So if I turn the lights on, you'll see they come on. You can change the color right here, white, red, green, whatever color you want. And if you want to do color changing, you just hit that and it will cycle through all the colors. In order to get a wallpaper on the back, I downloaded from the Play Store this Wallpapers app, and I've got several logos because I wanted to get the resolution right, and then I ended up with that. I've got the aux beam switch panel, so I downloaded the app and connected it to the Bluetooth of the panel. And I've got a couple of different lighting options. I've got my rock lights I can turn off and on. I've also got this light bar that I've got connected to my high beams right here if I want to turn that on and off. I've also got this really cool feature with the Retrax EQ tonneau cover I've got. It's got an app right there. I downloaded it. I can open and close my cover from this touchscreen. You've got TikTok, YouTube, Netflix, several different video apps. I don't have them all on the home screen, but if you click this button right here, that gives you access to all your installed apps. Let's check out the YouTube app. So if I click on that, I've got my channel pulled up. We can play a video and just hit start. You've got audio and it sounds fine. Now the lip sync is off. That is the only issue with all the video apps. Just know that that lip sync will be off because you've got the system going through the Bluetooth of the factory module. Okay, so if you hit the home screen, it will also bring it down here. Now, if you want to fully exit out of it, you just hit escape. Let's try out the Netflix app. So if we click on that, hit Seinfeld, hit resume, it will load up in this full screen mode. If you take your fingers like that, it'll fix it and you can hear the audio. So any apps you want to install, you just go to the Play Store like you would on any other tablet that is an Android tablet, and you can just search up your apps. Let's run through a little bit of the settings. Here's the home page. You got this modern style. That's the one I've selected. You've got your day and night mode. I've got that on auto. It works perfect. When the lights come on, this switches to dark mode. When the lights go off, when it's daytime, it will switch to light mode. I've had no problems with that working. So if you go to audio, you've got a couple of different options here. Video, you've got video in motion, so you can turn that on and off. What that allows for is you to be able to watch things on your screen while you're driving. So you can either turn that on or you can turn that off, depending on if you want that to pause video while you're driving. Under the System tab, you'll see Setting Guide, Car Model, So this is something really important I would like to show you guys, because when I first got this sent to me, it was not set up correctly. It was set on 20 Silverado 8-inch screen. So this is the settings for what radio you're upgrading from, and that was incorrect for my screen. I had to come in here and select 22 Silverado 8-inch screen, and then the factory radio looked correct. So that was the main thing under that system guide. You've also got your network for Wi-Fi connections, GPS. Now inside my building, I don't really pick up signal, but outside you'll see these bars go up and you can see that I've got satellite service. The wheel setting, this is where I was really confused, because I was trying to program some of these buttons to work with my steering wheel controls. Well, I had no success with this, so that's why I have it set up the way I do, to be able to use the steering wheel controls. So I found this to not be useful. Another thing I had to do when they first sent it out was I had to go under upgrade, and they sent me this protocol upgrade in order for the factory module buttons to be able to click on them, because the screen was not working. So once I upgraded that, everything worked perfect and I had no problems with that factory module screen. So then you have your Android settings, your factory settings, and your factory reset. There's also a way you can swipe down right there, have access to your available networks, Bluetooth, and some other options. And if you want to do a system reboot, you'll just do that from right here. Let's show you now that the backup camera does work. So if you put it in reverse, you've got the exact same camera that's built into this console, and you can switch between the different functions. I also want to show you that when you're backing up, you will see these sensors right here light up. The reason it's beeping on the front is because I have a bull bar, and that interferes with the park assist, so I have to keep that turned off. So all in all, how do I feel about this product? Well, I'm starting to grow to like it, but there's a lot of growing pains starting out. As far as the Bluetooth connections, getting the screen set up properly, and there's just a lot to learn on this thing. It will definitely take you weeks to get everything sorted out and really feel comfortable using this system. Another thing that I want to say that I found out was when I would reboot the system, it would completely erase all the modifications I did to the screen. But I reached out to the company, and a couple days later they had an update and they sent it to me, and they had fixed that issue. Now, when you modify the screen with apps, it saves it once you reboot. So that's a great thing, because the company is always trying to work to make this better, and they rely on your feedback and my feedback in order to get this system up to par and get it working as good as it can. Is this system flawless? Absolutely not. It runs on Android, and anything that I've had that ran on Android has always had an issue, and you're not gonna find a aftermarket stereo that's better than your OEM factory stereo. If none of the issues that I pointed out are a factor to you, then I would definitely check this system out. It's really cool having the big screen in the truck, and the fit and finish looks great. Now, if you have any other questions, please feel free to leave comments below, and I'll try to answer all that I can. Well, I appreciate y'all watching this. If you liked it, make sure you hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. Until next time, see y'all.